Let's change tracks and touch base with Naveen Kulkarni, Head of Research at Reliance Securities. Naveen, good to have you on the show. What's your own estimate on what HUL can report?
So, we are expecting 12% revenue growth driven by 8% volumes and around 3 to 4% pricing growth. We are expecting operating leverage gains to kick in because of the strong revenue growth that we are seeing in this quarter, which will mean that the EBITDA growth is going to be pretty strong. So we are penciling in 19% EBITDA growth. Yes. And on the earnings growth, we are looking at a similar earnings growth to the EBITDA growth at around 19%. So overall, we are expecting a pretty strong set of numbers for Hindustan Unilever, both on the operating side as well on the financial performance side. So both are going to be pretty strong. So this is a strong quarter for Lever, seasonally the strongest. So expecting strong numbers for Lever.
Wanted to understand, Naveen, what is it that you're expecting in terms of a commentary on pricing, raw material costs, and where generally would the demand in terms of the rural side of the economy would really pan out?
See, if you look at their input cost basket, a lot of it is dominated by crude and crude derivatives. So in personal products, crude derivatives are a major component. In detergents, LAB, which is again a crude derivative, is a major component. So last quarter, crude prices were higher. So how much of that will get captured into the numbers is something which is not well understood. But going ahead, crude prices have come off. So from that perspective, the input cost inflation is not a big challenge. Important aspect will be how the revenue growth pans out over the next few quarters in terms of whether they manage to keep the price hikes that they have taken in the last quarter, right? So that is going to be an important factor. If they manage to hold on to the pricing that they have currently, then the earnings growth trajectory is going to be stronger in the forthcoming quarters also. As far as the demand environment is concerned, the overall demand environment has been pretty good. Both urban as well as rural demand has been strong. So in the earlier quarters commentary, management has been alluding to the fact that rural demand has been improving. So that I think should sustain. But Lever has a very, very large basket, and urban demand is also a very, very critical component of the overall pie. And then there are other aspects which are also working for Hindustan Unilever, which is the formulation, where the unorganized to organized conversion, especially in the detergents category. So there are a lot of things which are working for them. So we'll have to see how these macro structural changes, how they are sustaining for the company.
Okay, but in the pecking order among consumer names, do you think HUL still tops the list? Or from a valuation point of view, you would kind of rework your priorities on investment?
See, from a valuation perspective, ITC is better placed than Hindustan Unilever, but ITC is not delivering the kind of growth that Hindustan Unilever is delivering. Purely from a growth perspective, HUL stands out because in let's say FY20, end of FY20, we are also likely to see GSK getting absorbed into the company, and the revenue growth coming from that, and the the synergy benefits coming in FY21. So there are a lot of things which are going to work for HUL for the next 2 to 3 year kind of a time frame, where the earnings growth trajectory is going to be probably one of the best in the whole FMCG pack. So if I were to purely go by the growth aspect, then Lever would be the top pick. But if I were to mix valuation as well as growth, then probably ITC has a little bit of edge. But there is nothing to take, there's not much to choose between the two in terms of the kind of returns that these two are going to deliver over the next 2 year kind of a time frame.
Okay, Naveen, good to have you on the show. Thanks much for taking the time out and telling us what to expect from Unilever. We'll chat again soon after the numbers are out.